Hello, my name is Justin Bryan. I'm the program director with the Parisi Speed School in Madison, your industry leader in sports performance training. I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist with the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I have a bachelor's degree in exercise science and a ton of experience. And today I'd like to show you some valuable baseball agility drills, or motor patterns if you will, that will help you transition into a better, more athletic, more explosive, safer baseball player. We're also going to include a comprehensive shoulder prehabilitation that will help to increase the integrity of the shoulder joint and all the muscles that encompass the shoulder complex. First, before any activity, including stretching, it was always important to do a warm-up. Just remember that the more thorough the warm-up, the less likely you're going to be to have a muscular injury. So the warm-up can consist of 2 sets of 10 of each of the following. Prisoner squats, that's hands behind your head, feet shoulder width apart, sit back and down, keeping the weight distributed on the heels. I'll turn to the side for a better angle, sit back and down with a good arch in your back. Second, we have jumping jacks, arms straight, jumping. We also have seal jacks, that's and Highland flings. We cross and wide. Your warm-up can be this simple, or it can take up to 30 minutes. It's really up to you and the amount of time you have prior to activity. After we warm up, we'll move on to the motor pattern training part of this exercise. Now, things we're going to go over today are specifically important to baseball: fielding, hitting, running, stealing bases, everything to do with baseball. All of these apply. The side shuffle, when done properly, is one of the most integral part of baseball training. Side lunge activates our hips, which we know in baseball, if you can't throw and you can't hit and you can't run without your hips. Our side run, which starts our lead off, it starts our fielding position. And then our side run to a sprint, which is just a progression. It's a natural progression of the side run. First, we have the side shuffle. Now, when we side shuffle, we want to make sure of a few things. We want to stay square. That means both feet are pointing in the same direction. That allows us to change direction without the possibility of rolling ankles or turning a knee. Okay? So we stay square. We're going to sit back and down just like in our prisoner squat, and we're going to be ready. Ready for the ball. Head up, chest up, nice arch in the back. Now, when we travel on these, we want to stay as wide as possible. We take small steps, and that's how we shuffle. We take small steps to give us a greater chance of changing direction within an allotted distance. When we take big steps, we're only going to have about 3 or 4 chances to change directions in 5 to 10 yards. When we take small steps, we'll end up having 10 to 15. It's a lot more effective and safe when you're in a sport as quick twitch as baseball is. Okay. The next exercise is the side run, or a side lunge. Sorry. So the next exercise is the side lunge. We'll start in our down, ready position again. We're going to extend out till the leg straightens. We will internally rotate the lead foot so that it points back to the trail foot. In this exercise, we want to be able to reach without shifting our weight. Okay? So we'll reach, turn, and together. We like to call it squishing the bug. So we reach, squish the bug, step together. Reach, squish the bug, step together. You notice all the work's being done at my hip. All the work is at the hip. This is super important for developing all the support muscles that support our hip, our knees, and our ankles. This is also the same muscle that opens up when we're swinging our bat. When we're stepping into that throw, we are opening up at the hips first and foremost in baseball. The next exercise we have is probably the most important in all of baseball. It's the side run. And it happens when you're leading off from a base. As soon as the ball's in play, you're you're reading, you're ready. Fielders are doing the exact same thing you're doing while you're leading off. They're reading, they're getting ready for that ball. Okay? So when we're doing the side run, to ensure our effectiveness, we want to make sure that we stay, once again, square. Because if we get a good read, that's great. But if we get a bad read, we want to be able to switch at any point in time to the other direction. Okay? So once again, our steps aren't big because it doesn't give us a good chance to change direction. We take small steps so that we can stop and progress to wherever the ball is. The side run's done square. You will step over the foot and travel with the lead leg. Trail foot crosses over, lead foot travels. Travel, cross, and travel. Okay, take it back, cross, and travel. Cross, travel. Arm action, just as though you were running in a straight line normally. Okay? The natural progression of that is the side run into the sprint, which after that ball is determined, it's going to be over there. We can side run until we read it, and then we turn and go. The important thing as we side run and transition to sprint is that we not stand up too tall. Because the transition, you'll have to stay a little low so you can rotate the hips and play the ball as it falls or as it rolls. So, side shuffle, side lunge, side run, and side run to sprint. 4 very important agility drills in baseball. The mastery of these motor patterns or agilities will make you more effective as a baseball player. It'll make you more explosive and much stronger. The goal is trying to incorporate these new little different intricacies into your play style. Doing so will improve your quickness, it will improve your speed, and it will allow you to think about other things other than, am I stepping the right way? Because once these are second nature, they will improve your baseball game exponentially. Now that we've completed the agility/motor pattern training, we're going to move on to the prehabilitation of the shoulder complex. Now, each of the following exercises should be done with no weight in the beginning and progress slowly after the exercises are very well known. You're very comfortable doing them to a maximum of 2.5 pounds in each arm. There's no need to do any more weight than that at this time. Soup cans are even acceptable. Be careful when adding weight because once again, it's prehabilitation, not strength and exercise, and not rehabilitation. Cool. So starting out, we always start thumbs up, arms straight out to the side, arm circles. Now we want to draw our arm circles about as big as a basketball. Okay, so we're going to go forward for 10, backwards for 10. Okay, forward and backward arm circles, 10 each. Okay, we have side raises. On our side raise, we're going to start with our thumbs pointed straight out in front of you, right in front of your thighs. Okay, we're going to take those thumbs, and as we raise these weights straight up to the side, we're going to rotate our thumbs down so that our elbows finish higher than our wrists. Okay, so we're going to rotate our thumbs down. This is just the natural rotation of the shoulder, and it's going to allow you greater mobility throughout your range of motion. Rear raises are done bent over with a good arch, straight out to the side. We have the exact same hand rotation as the side raise. As we raise the weight, the thumbs rotate down. There's another cue on this one though. We never want to be pointing back. Remember when you do these, you don't want to be a fighter jet. You want to be an airliner. Okay? So arms out to the side, not pointed back. Next we have internal and external rotation. That's a 90-degree angle, so that's square at the arms. We're going to cross, open. Internal, external rotation. With our elbows, they're not going to be sucked into your sides because that's not natural. Okay? When you're lining up your elbows, do it in front of a mirror so that you have each hole in your weight or your soup cans can sit right on top of each other. And that's where your elbows should be. Usually it's about the size of a tennis ball between your elbows and your rib cage. We'll just rotate about the rib cage, alternating which arm comes on top. That's internal and external rotation at 90 degrees. The next set of 2 exercises are our V's. Now what we do is we start in the same position as our side raise with our thumbs pointed straight ahead, right in front of our thighs, and we're going to raise up and out into a slight V, not very much higher than your shoulder, if at all. So we'll just raise straight up with the thumbs up. After we've done our 12 with the thumbs up, we'll rotate our hands so that our thumbs are down, and we'll do the exact same range of motion. You'll find that the thumbs down range of motion is quite a bit more difficult. It's not as much of a natural range of motion, but it takes care of a lot of the support muscles that help us when we're throwing and hitting. Okay, now we're done with the mobility portion of our shoulder prehab. Next, we're going to move on to our push-up series. We're going to start doing regular push-ups. Now, my regular push-ups and your regular push-ups may differ, and they always do usually in one major way. Most people do push-ups with their elbows coming out wide. That's not that it's bad, but it exposes the shoulder. You're really far away from your support system, which is the rest of your body. So if we can do push-ups with our elbows coming straight back and narrow, it'll take a lot of the work away from the shoulder complex and put it on the triceps. When we do that, it allows your shoulder to work more on mobility than strengthening. We do regular push-ups with our hands in, elbows in. We do wide push-ups for strength, okay? If we're going to have our elbows going wide, our hands need to be placed wider than our elbows so that we can be at 90 degrees when we lower and finish. So after regular and wide, we move on to explosive push-ups. Explosive push-ups are done in the same range of motion as regular push-ups, only we pop off the ground at the end. We explode through the top of the push-up. Now, when we're doing explosive push-ups, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. One is keep the elbows in tight. We want to protect the shoulder. 2, never land with straight arms. Okay? Always want to catch the weight as if you're trying to catch an egg. Nice and easy. Because if we catch an egg like that, it's going to break and make a mess. All right. Finally, we have staggered push-ups. Our staggered push-ups are done with one hand normal, the other one hand's length above it, or in front of it, rather. When we do staggered push-ups, we're going to have 2 different angles at the arm, okay? You'll notice my right arm, which is staggered back, and my left arm, which is staggered forward. My right arm will come close to my body, and my left arm will go wide. This improves the integrity of the shoulder, strength of the tricep, and the entire shoulder complex, as well as proving to be dynamic at different angles. There's another thing we do in baseball that's dynamic at different angles for the shoulder, and it's called throwing. Because you'll always throw at a different angle depending on the situation, unless you're a pitcher. This concludes the shoulder prehabilitation and agility portion of Sports Med's video.